We dated for 5 years. I took her to Maui to propose. She laughed and said, "You're not on my level." I was just passing time. So I walked away. I'm Oliver, 30 years old, born and raised in Ohio. Ordinary guy, worked my way up in an engineering firm. Not rich, but stable. Hardworking. Focused. The kind of guy who believes that if you treat people right, they'll treat you right back. That's what I believed for 5 years with Emma. We met in college. She was the kind of person who lit up any room. Beautiful, smart, ambitious. She came from a pretty wealthy family. Her dad ran a chain of car dealerships. Her mom was some kind of regional real estate mogul. I won't lie, her lifestyle was something else. But back then, it never felt like it mattered. At least, that's what I told myself. We did everything together. Vacations, family holidays, late-night food runs, binge-watching bad reality TV on the weekends. I was there for her when her dog passed away. She was there when I lost my grandfather. We had the kind of relationship people post about on Instagram, smiling, holding hands, traveling. Or so I thought. For the last year, though, something shifted. I noticed the subtle stuff first. Less enthusiasm when we made plans, her getting busy more often, a new circle of friends who were all wealthier, flashier. Conversations started to feel more transactional. But whenever I asked, she'd laugh it off. "You're overthinking. Don't be weird." I convinced myself it was stress. Her job. Life. Still, I was ready to take the next step. I'd been saving for months, cutting corners wherever I could, because I wanted to do this right. No half measures. I booked a trip to Maui. Her dream destination. Beaches, sunsets, everything she always talked about. I spent weeks picking the perfect spot, a quiet cliffside at sunset. I even had a local photographer lined up to capture the moment. The day came. We spent the morning snorkeling, laughing like old times. For a few hours, it felt like the distance between us vanished. As the sun dipped low, I led her up the trail to the spot. I started my little speech, talking about the 5 years we'd spent, the memories, how I couldn't imagine my future without her. I pulled the ring from my pocket, went down on one knee. Her face didn't light up. In fact, she looked away. Then she laughed. Not nervous laughter. Not happy surprise. A short, sharp laugh, like I'd just told the dumbest joke in the world. "Oliver, are you serious right now?" My hands stayed still, ring in them. Yeah, I'm serious. I love you is." She shook her head. "Oliver, you're a great guy. Really. But come on. You know we're not the same. You don't match my status. You're not on my level." I didn't respond. I just stared. Surely, she was messing with me. She continued, "I mean, I was passing time with you. You're stable. Nice. You were fun for a while. But you can't handle my lifestyle. You know that." Every part of me wanted to believe this was some kind of joke. But her face was dead serious. "Is 5 years." She sighed like I was exhausting her. "I'm not ready for this. Or maybe I'm just not ready for this with you." I stood up. Quiet. Calm. Heart pounding, but no yelling. No scene. "Thanks for letting me know," I said. "I wish you'd said it sooner. Oliver, don't make this dramatic." But I was already walking. I left her standing there, on that perfect cliffside she once said was her dream place. I walked back to the hotel. Canceled the photographer. Canceled the dinner reservation. Canceled everything. On the flight home, I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just thought. And that's when the idea started forming. If she thought I wasn't on her level, fine. I'd show her exactly what that meant. The first few days after the trip were quiet. No calls. Nothing. I guess I expected at least a half-hearted apology or some explanation. But no. She went radio silent. And the more I sat with it, the more everything over the last year started making sense. Her distance, her sudden interest in flashier people, the way she started dropping comments like, "You're so simple, it's kinda cute," or "Don't you ever think of aiming higher?" All those little red flags I ignored because I was too in love to see the pattern. But here's the thing about getting hurt. You either drown in it, or you get up and let it fuel you. So, I made a decision. First, I closed every door that connected us. Blocked her on everything: phone, social media, email. Gone. I didn't even leave the door cracked. I wanted her to know that this wasn't temporary. This wasn't a fight. This was the end. Next, I turned inward. I stopped thinking about her and started thinking about me. I hit the gym every morning. No excuses. Focused. Disciplined. I doubled down at work, picked up extra projects, certifications, things I had been putting off while I played house with someone who never really planned on building one with me. I reached out to old friends, the ones I neglected when I was busy revolving my life around Isabella's schedule. Slowly, my circle grew again. Real friends. People who didn't care about Instagram followers, expensive restaurants, or designer bags. And life started getting better. Faster promotions. Pay raises. I even started freelancing on the side, and within a year, I was making more than I ever thought possible. Not billionaire level, but comfortable, very comfortable. Meanwhile, through mutual friends, little whispers started trickling in. Emma wasn't doing so great. Apparently, the guys she thought were on her level weren't interested in commitment. One strung her along for months, then ghosted. Another flaunted her around until someone younger, flashier, and richer came along. Rinse and repeat. She started reaching out to mutuals, asking about me. One of them texted me, "Bro, is asked if you're seeing anyone. Wants to catch up." I replied with a simple, "No interest." She made her choice. But life wasn't done yet. A few months later, completely by accident, I bumped into her. Grocery store of all places. She looked different. Not bad, but different. Less polished. A little tired. Her eyes widened when she saw me. "Liam." I nodded. "Hey." For a moment, she just stood there, like she didn't know what to say. Then, "Wow, you look different." "Yeah, things change." She gave a weak smile. "I've been meaning to call you. I've been thinking a lot." I didn't flinch. Didn't give her the satisfaction of knowing she got in my head. About what? About us. About everything. I made a mistake, Oliver. I let the silence hang. I was stupid. I don't even know why I said those things. I didn't mean it. I crossed my arms. Calm. "Yeah, you did mean it. You just didn't think it would have consequences." Her face dropped. I was young and dumb. I didn't realize how good I had it. "How good you were to me." I nodded. "Yeah, you didn't." She looked like she wanted to say more, but I didn't give her the chance. "I hope you're doing okay really. But we're not those people anymore." I turned. Walked away. As I walked to my car, my phone buzzed. A text from one of those friends who saw it happen. "Dude, I was in the store. She stood there for 5 minutes staring at the door after you left." Bro, she looked wrecked. I didn't reply. Not because I didn't care, but because I realized that was the revenge. Her regret. Her knowing that I built the life she never thought I could without her. A week after that grocery store run-in, the text started. First, it was casual. "Hey, hope you're doing well." Then more direct. "I really miss talking to you. Can we just grab coffee?" As friends. I left them all on read. No anger. No hate. Just nothing. Because that's what she was to me now. But she didn't stop. A few days later came the long message. The kind you know someone rewrote a dozen times before hitting send. "Oliver, I've been thinking about everything." When I said that day, I don't even recognize the person I was. I was caught up in stupid ideas, status, money, appearances. I was immature and shallow. You were the best person I ever had in my life. I see that now. I don't expect you to forgive me. But if there's even the smallest chance to start over, I'd do anything. I stared at it for a while. Not because it hurt. Not anymore. But because a year ago, I would have done anything to hear those words. But that guy, the one waiting, hoping, begging for her love, he didn't exist anymore. I didn't reply. A week later, I got a call from an unknown number. I picked up out of curiosity. It was her. "Oliver, please don't hang up." I wasn't planning to. I replied flatly. "Can we meet? Just talk." I let her sit in that silence for a good few seconds before answering. "Emma, let me make this simple. I'm not angry. I don't hate you. In fact, I wish you nothing but the best." She started saying something, maybe trying to argue, explain, bargain. But I cut her off. "But whatever you're hoping for, it's not going to happen. You burned that bridge. You didn't just burn it, you blew it to pieces." Her voice cracked slightly. "I was stupid, Liam. I know that. I was young. We were the same age. I didn't suddenly grow up after that day. I just stopped waiting for someone who didn't see my worth." Complete silence on the other end. "You said I wasn't on your level. You were right. We're not on the same level. Not anymore." And with that, I hung up. No screaming. No arguing. No drama. Just done. That's the thing no one tells you about revenge. The real revenge isn't some elaborate plot. It's not trying to make someone jealous or flaunting a new relationship. It's this. Living your best life without the person who thought you couldn't. I eventually met someone new. Someone kind, grounded, who valued loyalty over labels. Someone who didn't care about whether my car had the right badge on the hood or whether my watch cost 4 figures. We built something real. Solid. No games. No status checks. I heard from mutual friends that Emma bounced from relationship to relationship, always chasing someone richer, someone flashier. But none of them stuck around. Turns out, the kind of people she was chasing weren't interested in being chased forever. Sometimes, life has a funny way of teaching lessons. I never blocked her number. I didn't have to. She stopped texting a few months later. Maybe because she finally understood. Or maybe because she realized she was now just a ghost in a chapter of my life I wasn't interested in rereading. So that's my story. 5 years thinking someone was my forever, only for them to reveal they never saw me that way. But walking away, best decision I ever made. I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.